Hi, and welcome back to the Cortina build. I'm Jim, this is the Cortina. So, moving on from the episode a couple of weeks ago where I fitted the engine, I've then put everything back on it, which I've not really filmed because you saw me put all this stuff on when it was on the stand before taking it off to put it in the engine to put it back on again. Yeah, that's how I live my life now. So we'll forgo that bit, but I'll show you some of the other bits that I've done in that time. So moving on from fitting the carburetor, I've then put a fuel pressure regulator on, which meant I need to make a few brackets. I'll show you what I've done there. Starting with the fuel pressure regulator, I've gone with a Filter King. I wanted another filter just before the carburetor, just as a secondary precaution. We have one in the tank, we have one coming out of the tank into the fuel pump, and then this one at the bulkhead. I think for the sake of another filter, I'd rather take the hit. At least that way I can make sure the fuel that's coming in is correct. I've also used, to go from a solid line underneath to flexes, I've put these are all 1/4 inch fittings. So I've got a compression fitting, so there's a olive in there that's crushed up into this bulkhead fitting. I made this little bracket just to support that, and then into a flexi, because otherwise, when I ran the engine originally, before I did all the body work, I tried just a Jubilee clip onto this line, and it's not good, and it's certainly not good for a road car. It was fine for testing it, but you wouldn't want to drive on it. But to also fit this bracket, I had to drill the bulkhead, and I didn't film that because I screamed a lot. It wasn't a dignified moment for me. So this is the exhaust. I made it myself. It's 1 3/4 stainless coming out of the GT manifold, and then it goes into a straight through silencer. Sounds pretty good when I had it running before, but it was all tack welded, so it was gas leaking everywhere, so it was a bit loud. So fingers crossed it won't upset the neighbours too much. But then they're already upset with the car, so you know, never mind. And then I fit the distributor. Once I'd got that in, I thought I'd better test the spark and use this as an opportunity to build the oil pressure. So what I did is rig up one of the spark plugs with a HT lead, run it close to the head, crank it, and you can see that here. Because I got decent spark, everything was working, I got oil pressure. It was then an opportune time to fire the engine. And that's when I ended up getting this backfiring out of the carb. Looks cool, terrifying, absolutely terrifying. Had to go over everything that I'd done, because firstly I thought that there wasn't enough fuel, because you get backfiring if it's a lean mixture. Did it again. So then it led me to the spark, and that's when I found out the rotor cap wasn't correctly sat on the shaft. So I timed it, and it was I think it's like almost 180 out. It was weird. I don't know how I've done it, but I've done it. Stick my hands up. I make mistakes. I'm really sorry, but it's a good job I found it. Could have caused some damage. So now I think I've fixed it. I'm going to go open that garage door, and we're going to try and run it. Fingers crossed, because I'm terrified. So that's my fuel tank currently, with my other current fuel tank. If you think it's sketchy now, wait till we get it fired. believe it. I can't believe it actually runs. It runs well, I think. Revs well. There's a bit of a stutter, but that's because I'm still to do the ignition timing properly and get the fueling tweaked. It's clearly off a little bit. But I can't run it for long because there's no coolant system, which is why I just wanted to get it running, build up a bit of oil pressure. The cam has already been bed in, so I didn't need to hold it for too long. That's why I was giving it some revs. But that's awesome. You know what that means now? I'm gonna have to go out and make it drive. So to do that, I need to start looking at the clutch system, because I need to rebuild the clutch slave. I've got the prop shaft to rebuild, because I think I'm going to put new UJs on as a matter of course. And then it's the coolant system. So fingers crossed. Again, I'll have a car that not only runs, but might be able to reverse it on the drive. You know, first drive won't be too far, but still pretty cool though. Can't believe it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like and share and all that other business, because I really appreciate you watching, and I've got work to do. I'll see you soon.